I'm nowhere near any kind of professional level when it comes to being an artist. I'd be pretty hard-pressed to call myself an intermediate level artist. For the record, I still have quite a bit to learn. But I've been in the game long enough that I'll be damned if I call myself an amateur. It's exactly this point that makes my current status so frustrating and kind of ambiguous. I want to get my name out there more, to establish that I'm a working artist, and my end goal is to find people to hire me via commission or to just outright buy one of my pieces or my artwork, whether it be a physical piece or a print. By this particular point in time, I've finally found my first few customers. I'm just going to directly tell you who they are. One is my art teacher, and the other is one of my friends. Why I mention this is that for those of you who are in the same kind of position I am and don't really know how to get your work out there or how to spread your name about, look to your friends, look to your immediate surroundings first. You're more likely to find potential advertisement, potential customers, and people who are interested in your work just within your immediate surroundings. Your friends in art class see your process, they've seen your work. It wouldn't hurt to sort of just compare and contrast work, maybe talk a bit. Heck, maybe you can be their first customer and they'll be yours. Something like that is quite possibly one of the best first steps you can take. Look towards real life first before trying to advertise your work on the internet. I'm going to say that right now because there's an extremely stagnant market out there, bunch of people, bunch of great artwork, and it's all ranging and fluxing. It'd be difficult to make yourself stand out. That alone is a different challenge in and of itself. So, why not take on a more sizable, feasible task? Advertise yourself within the area that you live in, within your group of friends, at your school. Take on a challenge that's actually within your range. Another thing, something I've started to do, my mom mentioned that her friend owned an antique shop uptown, sort of a thrift shop with a bunch of various different items and miscellaneous for sale. And when talking to the shop proprietor, he mentioned that after I talked to the actual owners or some of the other people in charge, that I could host artwork there for $50 a month, and after somebody purchases it, they get 10% and I get the rest of what was made off of the piece of artwork. Yes, those are real figures right there. So, with that in mind, I definitely intend to shop around and look at other potential venues, but that's to give you a hint and a clue as to what you might find if you look around at local shops, or just start looking around for venues within your town or maybe even in the surrounding towns to host your artwork. It's a good direction to take. Either one of those would be a good way to just establish yourself at ground level, just within your local area. Another good thing to keep in mind, once you've just started putting your name out there and advertising yourself, look into making a business card or have your own Facebook page with different items you're creating or pictures of your artwork there. Somebody I know in real life was able to sell a bunch of different abstract art pieces to her friends and family through this. Heck, I was one of their customers. I bought one of their pieces because I liked their work. Why I mention this is that all of these are a great way to get started and to really put yourself out there in a sizable, feasible community and establish yourself. It's not going to be anything tremendous or impressive. It's not going to be completely groundbreaking, but it's a good start. It's going to take a lot of patience, take a lot of time. Heck, I'm nowhere near the goal that I'd like to reach. I'd like to get a little bit farther than I am right now, but it's going to take a lot of patience, a lot of just scouting around, sort of looking at my potential venues, and taking risks with putting my stuff out there. Beyond that, I guess why I really wanted to make this particular video is that some of you out there, if you're at the same level that I'm at, I feel your pain. I understand just how difficult it is to actually get to the point where you have your first customer, where you have somebody legitimately interested in your work and wanting to buy it. It takes a while to get there. I sort of sat around twiddling my thumbs for an entire year, not quite sure how to go about doing this. There just comes a point where you sit down, think about it, and decide you just gotta take action. And you know what? The best time to take action, I remember watching a video or hearing somebody say this, is that you know you have to take action. You know you have to do something. When it's not just a fleeting thought. When selling your artwork isn't just a fleeting thought or a fantasy you entertain when you daydream every so often. It's when you think about it during the night, during the day, when it haunts you like a ghost. When it stops being just a plaintive, fleeting desire and becomes a need. To you, it feels like a need, as important to you as eating, sleeping, and breathing. That's how much it means to you to want to go out and sell your artwork, to be an artist. That's when you know you can pick yourself up and go out and do it. That's the point I had to reach before I was able to even get to the point I'm at right now. I still have a lot of work to do, but you know what? I want it badly enough that I want to go out there and do it. Again, I can't stress this enough. Other people that are in this position and at the same area that I am, I know your pain. I know that you're struggling. Hold on to that determination. Keep thinking about what led you to this point in the first place, why you want it so badly. That's what you have to think about in order to keep going and make it to the next step, to make it beyond the threshold where you're at. All of us are going to have quite a bit of a struggle and quite a bit of a road ahead of us. Because when it comes down to it, we know what sorts of obstacles we're facing with the sort of job that we decided, but we decided we wanted to be artists badly enough that we're willing to take the risk to withstand the obstacles. There isn't going to be a static paycheck at the end of the week. We're going to have to do other things besides just painting all day in order to support ourselves. We're going to have to take quite a few risks and quite a few steps to get to exactly where we want to be. But what makes it worth it is that underlying passion that's there. I know it probably means a lot more coming from a professional that actually superseded all of the obstacles and made it to that point already. But I think it's just as important to have somebody who's at the very opening doors of this profession, who's looking at it with wide, hopeful eyes to say something to express just how much strength and optimism you need to even make it just this far, to give everybody on the same tier that I'm at, to give you all a great big pat on the back, a big high five, and to tell you, keep going, you can do it.